Hello and good morning, good afternoon. Welcome back to the breakfast show with myself and my co-host Jose. How are you today?
I'm pretty good, Neil. Good morning, and good morning to everybody watching. We already got some good morning messages here on the chat, so just want to say good morning, Josh. Good morning to everybody else here, and thank you for joining Joseph Coffee Time. We have Casper. Good afternoon. We have here Max. Afternoon, all. And over here in my channel, we have we have. I'm guessing that's good morning, Alan. This is a topic we're definitely going to be talking about right now. Elon and Musk beefing again. We have Dan here.
Elon and Musk beefing again. Yeah,
Oh,
I know he
Elon.
has multiple personalities, but still.
That's true. That's true. Elon and Trump here beefing again. I just want to say shout out to Fred. Good morning from Cape Canaveral. Fred, that is like my second home outside of Jersey. Maybe next time I'm down there, we can see something there. But good morning to Pizza, Kareem, and everybody else. So Neil, maybe we can start off with. I'll let you start off. I don't know if that's the topic you want to start off with today. Just a little drama that continues to happen here.
Yeah, so it seems like after a month, and I'll actually pull it up because it is a funny, funny, but not so fun, I guess, for Tesla shareholders, because it doesn't really matter if you launch a robotaxi network or whatnot. That news gets overshadowed by Elon's tweets. But a month ago, I don't know if some of you remembered, but a month ago, Elon tweeted out the following: "Back to spending 24/7 at work and sleeping in conference server factory rooms. I must be super focused on XAI and Tesla per Starship launch next week as we have critical technologies rolling out. As evidenced by the X uptime issues this week," well, that was just over a month ago. Basically, he was saying that he's going back to business. Okay, this was after the huge outage on X. Elon here saying back to business, and of course, everyone, most of them here, are Tesla shareholder. Of course, Elon is back. He's locked in. Great to have him back. Tesla to the moon, etc., etc. Well, it didn't take long until we are back to Elon being, well, back into politics. So last night, again, talking here about maybe creating a new political party, a third one, basically an American, right? American middle party, talking a lot about the spending issues, especially the increase in deficit from the new well, the big beautiful bill. So he went again on a tweeting spree. Yesterday we also got some Trump tweets or truths, well, whatever you want to call it. We also have some comments here from Scott Bessent. So he actually said that he doesn't agree with Musk on a bill adding to deficit. He admires Musk on rockets, and he says he'll take care of the finances. Trump saying the one beautiful bill slashes deficits, national debt, while unleashing economic growth. I mean, of course, I have not wasted time by reading the hundreds of, maybe thousands of pages of that bill. But from what I understand, is that it is going to add to the deficit. Yes, it might increase GDP growth, but it will definitely add to the deficit. So, again, this is I just don't. I just don't understand, right? Even this, right, from Trump's side here, even this is a bit of a BS to me, because let me actually do this much better. Because SpaceX, I think they already paid back all of the subsidies. SpaceX also probably saved America's space programs quite a lot of money because NASA was clearly not doing anything to accelerate going back to the moon, going back to space, and all of that. SpaceX being a privately held company is also, I mean, yes, it gets government contracts, but it has still done quite a lot. Something that a lot of people thought would never really happen. So again, these statements here to me just don't make much sense. Yes, Tesla does get or did get subsidies and credits, EV credits, and all of that, but so do uh, all of the oil and gas companies, right? All of them also get subsidies. And Elon has said it time and time again. If you want to remove subsidies, remove it across the board. He has no issues. He has no issues with that. But only talking about removing it for EVs is not really fair. So again, we have some back and forth, and well, we are now back, I guess, closer to $300. Yeah, pre-market we're actually down 6%, so we're back under $300. So
And Neil, I know you're a nice shareholder here of Tesla for a long time. Do things like this make you? I think in the past, I don't know if it was you've talked about that you wouldn't mind if Elon stepped down as CEO, maybe just took another position in the company opposed to being kind of like the main face, maybe like a CTO, or maybe more of just some form of just not the pure brand or the face of the company, where he could do so much better as a CTO or maybe something else. Does stuff like this make you continue to think of that thought process? And is that you that I'm thinking about, or am I completely off here?
no, I said I predict that Elon will step down as CEO and be more of a chief engineer, right? Just like with SpaceX. Um, I mean, it was funny, right? Before it was, oh, Elon is damaging the brand, and so that's why Tesla is down. But then remember, when he made that tweet that he's going to come back to Tesla and commit to the companies, the stock went up. So which one is it? Is it Elon needs to step down so the stock can go up, or is it Elon needs to come back so the stock can go up? But I did say that despite the huge potential, yes, all of this, of course, political talk and all of that does hurt the stock, right? Like I said, I mean, they just launched their small robo taxi demo in Austin. They just showed us that the car can go from the factory to a customer, and yet all of that is already forgotten because of this political stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that, yes, increasing the deficit, making sure that the country does not go bankrupt is very important. It's also very important not to be behind in this whole energy race, right? Because it's
Mhm.
quite clear that China is accelerating, and yet the US is trying to slow down for some reason or another. I just find it very strange that it always has to fall down to Elon Musk doing something or saying something about it. Like, shouldn't this be an issue for all the other CEOs out there? especially those that need data centers, right? Especially those that do need a huge amount of energy. Like, why aren't they speaking up
Yeah.
against this? It
Yeah.
just, I don't know, it's very strange.
I also wonder, if it's just they're speaking up, but they don't do it in the avenues. And I don't think any other CEO has kind of like the following that Elon does, right? So anytime he sneezes, the world knows. I don't think anybody, and at the end of the day, some of these, I think, players also like to play the political game, or kind of, I want to say, the straight edge, and I don't blame them, right? I mean, certain CEOs, they never chose the life of being any type of person to outspeak or try to start fights, and I don't blame them for that either. um, I do believe that they would have teams. I think in the typical, in this industry space, what you end up seeing is maybe a CEO kind of like building a team, and finding like legal works to help. I don't know either. I don't want to say bribe, but just help um, other lawmakers understand what's happening, right? And I think it's Elon probably takes a different approach where it's a little bit more engaging, it seems. But I would be surprised if Microsoft, Meta, and all these players aren't doing something to help make sure we're able to build data centers super quickly, to be able to build all this stuff at a faster rate than we are right now. Now, Neil, one final question, and I see a lot of questions coming in here, so appreciate it. We'll get to them. Um, but as a nice shareholder of Tesla, I'm pretty sure you have kind of similar thoughts with me with Nvidia, where it's like I get to be patient, extremely patient, on when I want to add more and more shares. What is your patient number here for Tesla, where you'll be like, you know what, even though I have a nice amount of shares, this is a price that I would gladly continue to put more into?
Or not. And I'm gone.
Am I
I'm
gone?
back.
You're back.
Okay,
Yep.
we're both back. So your question is, when, at what price
Hmm.
would I be comfortable what adding, or when
Adding more. Yeah, adding more to
adding more?
Tesla.
Um, yeah. So since I hold it already, hold it since I started buying in 2019, I'm of course in a much better position than those that bought in the last 3 years, I'd say, or 4 years. Because yes, over the past 5 years, the stock is still up if you bought 5 years ago. But if you bought 4 years ago, you're probably down. The
Mm.
stock has not been performing very well at all. I don't care what anyone is trying to convince you, but I still have that luxury that my overall position is still up. Most of my position is basically the house money right now. And so, of course, I did reduce my exposure to Tesla quite a lot, actually. It's not like this is a 100 billion company anymore. No, it's already a $1 trillion company. Um, and so the risk reward, of course, was not that great. Now, am I going to liquidate my position? No, I'm just, whatever I hold, I hold, because I still believe, yes, in robotaxis. I still believe in the energy side of the business. I still believe in humanoid robots, but I do not want this whole political thing to ruin any potential upside of the overall portfolio. And so
Mhm.
it's now allocated accordingly. If we happen to drop back under, I don't know what was it, under 250, I think it was last time. That's when I added the last time. If we go back there again, potentially I could be adding more, depending, of course, on all the other stocks that I own and the prices that they're trading at. But yeah, it's not like I will be jumping up and down. Now, oh, it's back under $300. What a bargain.
Yeah.
I don't think
All
so.
right. Sounds good. Yeah. All right. So put that in the alerts, Neil. I know we have a few alerts here with Applied Digital, with Nebulous, now add Tesla to the list. Thanks for that. We got some questions here that I think we should try to grab from everybody watching. So appreciate it. Make sure to get those questions in. Um, Let's see. Megatron. My first foray into investing was Meta at '06. Oh, wow. That's pretty impressive. I was like, hell no, this is not going to disappear. So I bought, then I sold at 200. I mean, if you bought at '06, though, I think 200 is still pretty.
What is
Um,
06?
I don't know if they mean 2006.
It wasn't public.
It wasn't public.
No, it was, I
I
think it
was,
went
yeah, I
public
was like
2014 or something.
15. All right, at OG, I don't know. All right, but whatever. 90s, I don't. It's crypto, but yeah, I mean, sometimes that's the worst thing. Just selling too early. I think selling too early in stocks has definitely been one of the biggest loss in growth opportunities for, I think, some of my mistakes. My biggest costly mistakes have usually been selling too early. We have this question here, and it's for me, but I think we can both kind of discuss it. Jose, are you a fan of Bear AI? That's a different one now. Not Big Bear, not Black Bear, but Bear AI. Is it too risky? For me, yeah. I mean, it just, I like to look things in a way of like risk to reward ratio. It just doesn't follow my risk to reward ratio. I feel like I'm not saying the top is there. Obviously, stocks can continue to go up 20% on a daily basis. That's what Big Bear AI has been doing almost nonstop. But it's just not a style that I normally focus in. And I don't know too much about the industry itself to really focus in it. I'd rather invest in other AI players. Any thoughts there, Neil?
No, I agree. Bear AI.
Uh, yeah. I mean,
Uh,
we have here, my biggest investment is in Tesla. Should I sell now? I mean, if it's your biggest investment, you definitely means you probably have a thesis behind it. I'm gonna send back a question to you. Has your thesis changed anyway by this drama that's happening right now, or do you see this drama more as noise? So I think that's why it's also crucial to always have a thesis, and to see how it doesn't mean the thesis always has to stay the same. In my opinion, Neil, I think all types of thesis can continue to upgrade or be downgraded based on recent reports or recent adoption, especially in the tech industry. But see how what's happening now changes your overall thesis, and then make a reaction towards that. Um, Anything you want to add to there, Neil, before I go under more questions? I don't know if I'm down or if Neil's down. If I'm down, this would suck, but I'm gonna continue um, to see. And let me know in the chats if anybody can see that Neil is frozen, or am I frozen. If you can hear it, just let me know. Um, okay, it might be Neil. All right, so let's see, what else do we have. Mm, let's see. I'm looking at some questions. So we have one bad Alex. Jose, is Nvidia buy at these levels? I mean, I do believe. I think this is one of those topics where you have to be extremely bullish in the AI space. If you have no real growth in the AI market, or you don't believe the AI market is going to grow, then I don't think Nvidia is a buy at these levels. Um, to me, I'm not adding. And again, pretty much how Neil is with Tesla, where it's a big position, Nvidia is close to 30% of my overall portfolio. So I get the opportunity to be very patient on whenever I want to add shares. At these moments, I wouldn't. If I would, it would be very, very small dollar cost average. That's all I have for there. So for me, if I was to buy at these levels, it would be very, very small dollar cost average. The semiconductor always tends to give us some form of opportunity. The question is, do we take those opportunities when they are given to us? Um, Here we go, Sebastian. Sup, guys? First time here. Really like your channel, Jose. Appreciate. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully Neil comes back. Let's see what we have here. Fred asked, was Neil in for the Tesla 5 split? I was. Nice, Fred. So I guess you've been a nice long-term shareholder here. I do believe, right? Neil mentioned he was here since 2019, and I believe the split happened in the 20s, in the early 2020s, right? So I would assume he was there part of the split. Let's see. So Karim here, I'm guessing this has to do related to Tesla. Products continue to improve, company continues to improve, stop drops are buying opportunities. So I don't know if this is just a general thought. I mean, as a general thought, I definitely agree. If you see a company that you own, the products continue to improve. If you see the company continue to improve, both financials and everything else, any form of stock drops are buying opportunity. A perfect example for me is right now Google. I think Google products continue to improve in both the AI space and the cloud space. The company continues to improve, and the stock still kind of drops. So that kind of goes to this recent comment here. From what do you think is a buy right now? For me personally, one of my favorite buys right now is Google. That's the one I'm pretty much buying into at this space. There might be some other names that I can't really think of, but usually if I find a really good opportunity, I try to close out everything else and just focus on that until I build a nice position. So Google is definitely one that I think is a buy. Let's see what else do we have, and let me know in the comments below. What are you guys buying right now? If there's any stocks that we should definitely keep a closer eye out in forms of buying opportunity. Um, and you guys know me, I'm very much focused in the AI space. Let me just check my phone real quick to see what Neil is up to. Neil says his connection is gone. So I don't know. I guess him him probably talking bad about Elon or something. Elon cut off his internet wherever he's at. So let's see, what else do we have here. um so keep getting those questions. Any chance, Sebastian, any chance that Recursion Pharmaceutical ends up popping? In the long term, I think there's opportunity, right? This is one of the stocks that I have as a speculative play. Very speculative play in my overall portfolio, ticker RXRX. They are a company that's focusing on using kind of AI data to improve the creation of drug discovery. And this is something that Nvidia has talked really highly of, right? So for me, Recursion is enough to put as a small speculative play, because if it ends up popping, I do believe it could be a multi-bagger. But again, it's very small in my overall portfolio right now. I'm just going to continue here with the questions. We have Pedro here. I would buy Tesla at 250. We do have a lot of people kind of talking around that 250 as well. We have Tristan mentioning 260 for Tesla. I think Neil mentioned around 250 as well. Florian here around 250 seems good considering some black magic price action. I think I actually wouldn't mind adding Tesla around 250 as well. I mean, I use their car on the daily whenever I drive, and to me, FSD is the greatest thing ever. Now Croc mentions anything under 200, I am adding. That's definitely pretty pessimistic in forms of the stock price, but obviously the market always gives us opportunity. So nothing is ever impossible. So we have data centers. Max, what about data centers? Data centers, you are aware computing power doubles every 18 to 12 months. So why build data centers that will need new tech in less than 2 years? So, Max, this is such a weird question. So you're saying don't build data centers because 2 years from now, we're going to have better technology. But then 2 years from now, if we go say we're going to build the data center, do we wait another 2 years to wait for the new technology? It's like you can't wait for technology to get better. And that's why it depends all in the technology. Artificial intelligence technology is innovating at a rapid pace. Can you imagine if OpenAI does not use the newest AI chips right now, how XAI, how Gemini, how all these other AI companies will lap them like no tomorrow because they waited 2 years. This is a market where you have to invest every time a new chip comes out. And it's no longer 18 to 12 months or 20 months. Right now, you're seeing massive improvements on a yearly basis, and you're still getting massive orders. Data center companies, I'm going to say, if you don't slow down, if you stop buying the most advanced chips, you're going to lose market share. If Microsoft goes, you know what, I'm going to skip this generation of Nvidia, Google is going to be like, oh, congratulations. Yeah, save that CapEx. You do that, Microsoft. I'll take the orders that Microsoft, and they call Nvidia and say, look, I know if Microsoft maybe is canceling some orders, I'll take them, and you will see how quickly Google will grow in market share versus Microsoft. So Ricardo, I think I guess this was talking about how maybe other CEOs are taking the approach of maybe some of these regulations to help data centers. Ricardo mentioned, agree with Jose. I think other CEOs just take another approach. Elon's way has its cons. Max, bachelor's computer science, finally useful. Congratulations. Not sure in what we were recording here. So we have here, and what is the AI energy play? Any names come to mind? So Sebastian, AI energy plays. I mean, there are a lot of just traditional electrical companies and utility companies that are getting a nice rise right now. I want to say, Sebastian, personally, if I am looking for an AI energy play, I don't look for it. The main reason is AI energy plays are going to move the same type of reaction, or going to move to the same type of reaction as any AI stocks. So it's not really much of a diversification. If I just want an AI industry, I might as well just focus on the AI chips. Um, I guess one of the main topics and the most popular topics right now are kind of nuclear powers and SMRs, right? Small modular reactors in the nuclear space. So those are becoming kind of like the growth opportunities with a little bit more speculation behind them. I personally don't have any AI energy in play. Maybe in forms of AI infrastructure, you do have companies like Vertiv that a lot of people also do enjoy. So we have Fred. I did the same, reduce my position. I'm guessing this is to Tesla. Let's see what other questions we have. Technology doesn't just grow and grow, it rises, then flatlines, then rises again. There's always a gap between technology being used and created and how it's used. Yes, very true, Max, right? You don't have all technology takes time. The question is, you don't know how long the growth cycle rises. The cycle goes up before it flatlines, before it starts to go up, right? I mean, we've what are 2-3 years already into this AI cycle of LLMs. They started in ChatGPT in December of 2022, or was it December of 2023? Regardless, we're already in 2025, and it doesn't seem like this technology is flatlining just yet. So, while I do believe, Max, that you're right, that technology doesn't just grow, there is different cycles, and some cycles might last a little bit longer than others. Um, Let's see. What about the local? The local. Let me just check out on Neil again. I don't know if what he's trying to do. If he better be watching the show on his phone, because if not, that's wrong. Um, but I'm going down to through all the questions right now. So if you have any more questions, feel free to keep posting them, and I'll share my overall thoughts. Let me just text Neil what's going on. He better give me a good money of today's streams. So let's see. Thanks. And we have Mix Felix here. Sold half of my Tesla holdings, bought Archer. Is that AC? Is that what Archer is? Is this the Archer Aviation? Hmm. Nice. Best of luck. Best of luck. Definitely not a market I'm too excited. Mark over here. Dude's girlfriend probably came over. Hmm. Maybe. Wi-Fi gone. So Neil says Wi-Fi is gone. All right. So you guys are stuck with me for at least the next few minutes still. So let's see, Griff. My thesis was based on favoritism and corruption. That's why he asked. Okay. The thesis, not not Chris' thesis. I guess the thesis on Tesla. If that's the thesis on Tesla, then that's definitely not the best thesis to go about. Max, is it worth doubling down on Google? I don't know. I am. I think Google is gonna continue to be a massive winner. I think the market is still very angry at Google's failure from about a year or two ago when they had Bard, and they believe this market is going to get eaten up by all these other AI players. I think Google has a massive data flywheel, from videos to imaging. They have Waymo. They have, more importantly to me, the data cloud space, right? The data cloud market is super important, and that growth is going to continue dramatically. So it's worth it for me. Obviously, it can go wrong, but I really do like it right now. John, Neil is not here right now, but he's probably watching. So Neil, I just want to say I enjoy your recent video on SoFi. I was curious at what your range was for SoFi in the near future. My best guess, John, of what Neil would say is he is a very long-term investor of SoFi. So in the near future, he would say it can go up or it can go down. But in the long term, he believes that his money would do really well in SoFi. We have here, what is your opinion about AMD? I like AMD. I know Neil is another AMD bull as well. They are showing that they are producing better products that can compete against Nvidia. It's not there just yet. I mean, we can still kind of see that they're a little bit behind here. right? They just released the MI355, which is competing against the Blackwell 200, where Nvidia is now shipping the Blackwell 300 already, or the Blackwell Ultra. But I do believe the MI400 is going to be a beast, and it does have the opportunity to just grab a nice few $1 billion. And this is a market that's expected to be hundreds of billions of dollars throughout the next few years. So even a few extra billy here or there for AMD is amazing. So I really like it. And obviously, they have other growth opportunities from the embedded, from the gaming, and the consumer side. It is useful. I'm not sure. Hopefully, I'm useful. Hopefully, everybody's enjoying this quick Q&A. So we're just doing Q&A. So, all right. So Neo's frozen. We finally made it to Neo being frozen. So we are still behind in time. Neo, Elon is fine. Neo gave you the deaths there. Neo is down. You're fine, Jose. Thank you, David. DM, is it still worth buying the Alphabet? I do. I'm buying. I think Neo, I don't know if he's buying at this moment, but he is definitely bullish into it. French boy that is actually Belgian frozen. Heat has changed continent, but still, let's see. Hold on. I got a question. All right, James, we got a question here. I got a question about Adobe. What is the earnings always beating, etc., but the stock price is struggling? I'm hoping that's what this question changed. So Adobe has this sentiment of the AI market eating and destroying it. I think that's the biggest thing about Adobe right now. The market is scared that Adobe is going to lose. Uh, Adobe is going to lose. Finally, Neo. Look, man. Got to carry it.
Unacceptable.
Amateur
Unacceptable.
hour here for Neo. But pretty good, Neo. We have a lot of questions. I don't know if you want to continue here with this.
Nah, screw Tesla, screw Elon, screw everyone, screw my Wi-Fi provider. I couldn't even find my Wi-Fi in my settings
I
anymore.
keep
That's how
hearing
bad.
wife. I keep hearing wife, Neo. I'm like, what do you mean screw your wife? What does she have to do?
Uh, you know it's bad when you can't even find your Wi-Fi in the settings.
So question here about Adobe. The stock is kind of, the price itself is failing, even though the business is doing okay. I think we talked about this in the past, Neo, where and actually, can you switch us around? I hate being in this side. Thanks. Thank you. I feel like home now. I think this is a stock where the market just is worried. Every quarter they're worried. Is AI gonna eat your market? Is AI gonna destroy your business? And Adobe every quarter showcases that it's not losing to the AI space, but that fear is gonna continue, I believe, Neil, into the, at least for the foreseeable future. As long as we continue to see updates from companies like OpenAI, from companies like Gemini. I mean, VO3, right, is a super amazing AI generation with sound. We're getting, I don't know if you've been on YouTube Shorts, you have kind of like this Bigfoot and Sasquatch vlog happening. I'm pretty sure it's created by, yeah, it's insane. You have so many cool things like that it kind of, on the top level, it seems like it's eating Adobe smoke, but I don't really think it is at the moment. But the market is looking at it that way.
I agree. We it's very, very, very similar to another company we keep talking about, right? Where the narrative is bad, but the business is not bad, right? And that other company is called Google. I don't know if you already spoke about it, because we think we wanted to correct ourselves about something, Adobe and OpenAI related.
Well, Google and OpenAI.
Google,
Yeah. So yesterday we talked about it, right? There was the information that said that Google was OpenAI was using Google's TPUs. Ever since that article came out, it seems like an OpenAI spokesperson did come out, Neil, and told the information that they are currently not thinking of using the TPUs. Which I think is interesting, right? I mean, it is interesting. And then the Reuters came out with another article a few hours after that, saying that OpenAI is not using the TPUs. They are still at scale. They're still testing them out, so they're testing them out at least. I also do believe that OpenAI and Google news was more important of OpenAI really, really using Google as a cloud service provider. I think that was the biggest takeaway. And I did plenty of videos. I did 2 videos on this topic, Neil. The first topic was like why I wouldn't be worried as a Nvidia investor, and now I'm even less worried, right? I mean, it's now they're not using it as a TPU, so I'm less worried. But regardless, it does showcase one thing: they didn't reject the fact that they're using Google Cloud. So that tells me that this is a very supply constrained market, and OpenAI wants to see as many type of products of compute out there. So I think the overall thesis is still the same, that the AI market is still compute constrained.
I do remember one question, because now of course my whole chat is gone, but I do remember one question when I talked about when I said that I found it strange that the other CEOs did not talk about the fact that we need more energy, especially those that build data centers and those huge that huge AI infrastructure. And I believe there was one comment saying, why would they care, right? What about what data center? Because every 2 years you need new products coming out, etc., etc. So who cares? It's not about the products. It's about the energy consumption of those products. And it doesn't matter if there are 10,000 new products, the energy consumption is what you need. So all of them will need it. So yes, you're building a data center, but that data center is built, like the infrastructure is optimized to reduce energy dependent, right? You want more output, less energy consumption. Doesn't really matter. Oh, there's a new product for Nvidia or AMD or whatever that's going to come out next year or in 2 years, or a new SMCI rack or whatever. That doesn't matter. The energy is still the energy, right? It's just the product that can consume more or less, but the energy needs to be there. So I don't know. I just found it a strange comment, and I think, I mean, we need solar, we need all of it. So nuclear, and yes, like you said, probably other CEOs, and this is something I've said on X as well, as a Tesla shareholder. Elon has been in the administration, right? So he had six months the time to figure things out, right? Instead of being a vocal on X, maybe like the rest of the CEOs that probably do this through lobbying or whatnot. But moving on.
There were a lot of yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we can go back to there were a lot of whatever we're going to say, but here Marek saying Adobe lost its or is losing their core audience. I used to use them for work, not anymore. AI will not help them. I mean, again, so far the data suggests that they are still growing. AI is definitely helping them. It's definitely helping those that use Adobe because it makes the workflow easier. I don't know what you're using today or what you used Adobe before that has been replaced today with AI. Because, okay, AI is great, right? You can generate images, can generate videos, but if you still need to edit all of it, I guess you're still going to use Adobe. And if you want to use it for commercial use, I guess Adobe is still the only player that can license things without getting hit by any lawsuits. So yes, you might not use it anymore, but the data suggests that that they're still growing. So
yeah, and I would just be curious here, Marek, just to understand, like, what were your workloads used with Adobe that now you're using with AI, right? Because with Adobe, you have so many different solutions that AI, I mean, unless there's some type of AI tools that I might know about, but would love to hear what your actual use case was, and when you're using kind of like the whole toolkit of Adobe, and is that's what's replaced, or were you just using one niche product within Adobe, and that's what is probably being done by AI at the moment?
yeah, what did you want to say before?
I think I was just continuing here with the question. So Martin just mentioned, well, Loop Capital raised Nvidia to 250. There were also a lot of questions, about SoFi while you were gone. Some more like this general statement. So for those that might still be here wondering about Elon's SoFi thoughts, go ahead. I mean, Neil's, not Elon's, Neil's SoFi thoughts. Go ahead.
It does seem like I showed before, pre-market, it does seem like we are red. So SoFi is also now down 2%. Pre-market, yesterday we were at 18.5. Now we're back under $18. I did a SoFi video actually yesterday, sharing my thoughts on all of it. Again, can I enter SoFi now? It's like, it's the same question with, can I enter another stock now, right? It depends on your investing horizon, right? If you want to exit next week, then I'd say, I don't know, no. If you want to exit 5-10 years from now, then I can probably say yes, because I do think that SoFi today, yes, $20 billion, but I do expect this company to be much bigger in the future. Same with a lot of other names out there. So with SoFi, I expect this company to be much bigger in the future. I also expect that in the short term, we are going to see some volatility. Makes total sense. I mean, this whole market has gone up quite quickly. We've talked about it yesterday again, right? Plenty of stocks are overbought. Plenty of stocks are overextended. Plenty of stocks are overvalued, right? Companies worth tens of billions of dollars while they barely generate any revenue. To me, it's not normal. I posted something on X before saying that my feed looks like a feed for gamblers and less for investors. When that happens, usually it means who are near the top. And Chris actually commented and said that when I see something like, oh, this stock only has 20% upside, why is it so low? You know what time it is in the market, in the fear and greed barometer.
Yeah, it's definitely a scary time, I think, right now for me to be looking at any growth stocks at the moment. We had this question: does Tesla's Dojo ASIC chip have a chance instead of Nvidia? I mean, I think their Dojo ASIC chip has actually done really well. I know Elon has talked about it, that it was really strongly designed for video processing, and that's some way that actually it is used a lot in their AI solutions. So this is a perfect way of ASIC doing what it needs to do. And then, I mean, we do know that Elon is also a big purchaser. I mean, Tesla itself is a nice purchaser of NVIDIA solutions. I mean, they're still building some massive NVIDIA data centers. So it showcases that you can have chips to do specific workloads, but still need kind of a form of general AI accelerator that can do everything else. So I think Tesla is a good example of the two coexisting with each other.
Agreed. I mean, Elon has said himself, right? Nvidia's chips are just so good that they'll keep buying them until they see some real difference between that and the Dojo one. It might be a bit similar then as to what Google is doing with their own TPUs, right? They're also buying Nvidia, but they're using their own chip. Although I do think that the TPUs from Google are just way more advanced right now than Tesla's Dojo.
Yeah.
Two questions here again on Adobe. More comments. Adobe is an interconnected ecosystem. You can't replace it with AI overnight. I agree. And then we've got more info from Marek here. 100% Adobe before, now less than 5% Adobe, 90% Figma, plus Mike's tools. So I guess
miscellaneous tools.
Ah.
So why you got me here, Neil.
Yep.
Every once in a while, I can prove something.
Exactly. Once in a while, you add some value when my internet disappears on me.
Let's see what else.
This explains it. It's
always the damn Canadians. So Neil, there was this one, Lewis. What do you think is a buy right now? If you, I mean, you talked about it earlier, where it's like it's based on your feed, based on how you're feeling this morning, based on your Wi-Fi being down. It all leads to a bearish sentiment. Not your Wi-Fi being down. It leads to this bearish sentiment. At least in certain markets. Does that give you at least an opportunity in other markets to maybe say, you know what, you're not that bad right now?
Well, it goes into this question right here from Nihar about PayPal, because PayPal is again one of those companies that did not really participate in that huge run up, I'd say, or huge overvaluation of plenty of stocks. I don't know if you can pull up the previous comments, the previous comment that you pulled up from the question, but there are definitely names out there, right? There are definitely names out there that are still, I mean, Google, again, we are back with our Google. It's like we are broken records, but Google, again, is a good stock, is a good company at a good price. Even when we think this stock has gone up, the market says no, you will come down a little bit more. You will come down a little bit more. So there are definitely some stocks that are still fairly valued. A Google, a PayPal, in my eyes. I know for some people PayPal is a no-go and has been dead money for a while, but I think it's a better company today than it was a year ago or 2 years ago, for sure. Yes, growth rates have come down, but right now it's by design because margins is going up, but that should change in the second half, which is actually now, because now we're entering the second half of the year. What other names? I mean, I mentioned United Health, but now I'm biased because I own it. But United Health is also one that, I mean, it's down 50%. The business is not down 50%, and it's still not expected to take such a huge hit in the future either. Yes, there are some political hits that it can take and changes and stuff like that, but it is an overreaction in my opinion. What else? Maybe even a Qualcomm. I'd say Qualcomm is also a quality company that I don't think is overvalued. Far from honest. There are some European companies out there that are, of course, there are European companies. They're trading in euros, and now that your dollars are weaker, as a US investor, buying in euros now might not be the best thing. Me as a guy with euros buying in the US might make a bit more sense. But yeah, that maybe even Adobe. We just spoke about Adobe. So there are definitely some names out there. Tristan asks here about PayPal or Shift4. I like Shift4. In my draft that I mean, we did a draft with some other folks. I put Shift4 there because I couldn't pick other fintech companies. Shift4 is another one, growing very fast, profitable. Yes, there is no Jarek Isaacman anymore as CEO. He's on the board, but still there is value. Basically, I can go on. The list is quite long, so I guess there are still many opportunities out there.
And and just I agree, Neil, and I think also want to say just because they're valued right now doesn't mean they're going to grow right off the bat, right? I mean, these could continue to seem like value for maybe a few months, a few quarters. But and that's why it's crucial to have kind of like a bullish thesis on them and to see why. What do you want the market to finally wake up and see? Oh wow, this company is doing this, and it's completely undervalued at the moment based on what the market isn't seeing. Neil, there was a question here, and we kind of talk about Google, and I mean it's a rightful question to kind of think about, and it was Top Cat. He was saying why buy kind of like Lisa is here, AMD's almost CEO Lisa is here. You could have bought Google at 164 like a week ago. Why buy it at 174 now? And then kind of talks about technical analysis and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's a rightful question, right? I mean, I think it's good. I think Top Cat is good to understand that. I mean, maybe people find other opportunities outside of Google. When it was 164, maybe there was another opportunity out there that they liked a little bit better. At 164 to 174 is only about a 6% gain, I believe. If you believe this is a stock that's going to be a multi-bagger, and you're dollar cost averaging and not putting all at once, then I also believe a 6% isn't something to deter you. And especially if you're more of a long-term investor, if you're a trader that needs to kind of make that money, that 10% on a weekly basis, hit quota, or you're not, your wife beats you or something, I don't know, then you have to, I think that's when you worry a lot about prices like that. But I think a 6% jump for a long-term thesis on this doesn't really impact me too much. It does show that the market is volatile, and I believe there will be bigger opportunities. Maybe I wouldn't go all in now, but I would still be a nice dollar cost averager at these price points. How about you, Neil?
Agreed. I mean, 164, 174, it's not really a big difference, right? If you think this stock should be in the 200s, if not more, why should I care, right? 164, 174, it's still undervalued. And as long as something is undervalued, I will keep on buying. It was also at 150 a month and a half ago. So 150 undervalued,
Yeah.
164 undervalued, 174 undervalued as well. It's funny because I actually talked with someone yesterday about Google, and he said, I want to get into Google at around $150. And I said, it was at $150 a couple of times this year already. And then the answer he gave is like, yeah, but there was uncertainties around the names,
Oh
regulatory
my
risk,
God.
and all of that,
Ah,
losing share to ChatGPT. And I'm like, nothing changed
nothing. Yes,
since
that is
150,
wild.
since 150 and 164 and
Oh,
174. Like, it's still the same Google. I could
yeah.
even say that Google today is better than a month and a half ago.
Ah,
So
that is wild.
yeah, narrative. It's
Yeah, narrative gives
narrative driven right
it's
now.
cringeworthy.
He's a good
Um,
guy. He's a good
yeah.
guy. So I'll give him that. But yeah, 164, 174. Even if it was still at 180. I mean, anything under 200 today, I would still consider a good opportunity for me with Google. Of course, I think both of us already added quite a lot
Mhm.
this year, and so yeah, I mean,
Yeah. It's a weird. I don't know. I'm thinking about Google becoming like a 20% position in my portfolio. It's becoming that exciting of how the market is just
because it's
so angry at
safe.
this stuff. It's
It's
wild. Yeah.
safe, and there is a lot of upside.
Yeah. So this one is I don't know, Neil. Let's see here. Hey, Jose, Neil here thoughts as well. What are your thoughts on ASML? The ocean side. I'm very bullish in the semiconductor equipment space. I do believe the semiconductor equipment space is extremely cyclical. Obviously, you only have selected amount of customers in this industry, but ASML has done a few things to kind of eliminate the cyclicality by doing things like maintenance, refresh their parts. I forget what they call it, their services business, and that
Mhm.
helps with a nice cash flow area. I think right now their main customers are kind of in a nice upcycle where we see TSMC expanding into different parts of the world. They also have more buildings expected to be built later on throughout this year and throughout this decade, not only in the United States, but in Europe, in Japan, the list goes on. So there's this nice tailwind for customers for ASML. This because of one, new fabs being built, but number two, what's something that gets me really excited is there is this new transformation happening with the way chips are being manufactured after we go below the 2 nanometers. So like for things typically in the Armstrong metric need another form of error. We're doing things like backside power, like gate all around, and all this is creating another tailwind for equipment. So I think long-term ASML will be a semiconductor, a market beater. The question is, when will the market turn around for it? But I do like it. I don't own it, but I'm bullish in the equipment space. Thoughts there, Neil?
Uh, yeah, strong company, great future. If you want to get exposure to the semiconductor equipment maker, I guess this one is up there at the top of the list. Uh, I think both of us already have too much exposure to the semiconductor industry, so we don't hold this one, but it's a very good
Yeah.
name for sure.
Um, Neil, thoughts on Apple?
Yes, big thoughts on Apple. By the way, I did start a poll. Has the market peaked in the short term? Currently 50-50 is
Oh,
the
interesting.
result. Apple is a very is a very interesting one because Apple yesterday,
Mm,
the stock, the stock yesterday spiked, right? The last 2 hours of the trading day, and it's you would think, yeah, you would think that the stock spikes because suddenly they are playing again in the AI race. Maybe they released something, right? Their own model. Maybe they did something very good, right?
mm.
But no, they did not. They did not. Um,
What did
Apple
they do, Neil?
Apple went up because apparently they are considering using Anthropic or OpenAI in Siri, basically ditching their efforts to make it a successful product on their own. And the market was like, actually, very
Genius
nice.
move. Genius move.
Very
Um,
nice, yeah. Considering outside AI to fix Siri in major reversal. So the market is happy that Apple figured out that they suck at AI. And so we are putting the stock back up
yeah.
over 30 times PE because why the heck not? Because it's not called Google. That's why.
It's so wild because it's like I was looking at comments. It was like Tim Cook is cooking again. Oh, Apple, this turn. It's like I don't even think Tim Cook is half awake yet. Like the alarm just rang on for Tim after like ringing 7, 8 times already. He's finally done pressing the snooze button, but he still has so much to do. But Neil, I like this a lot though. This with the Google news that OpenAI is using Google. We had Oracle yesterday announce that the CEO was going to talk to the team yesterday and mentioned that one contract by fiscal year of 2028, which was it's like calendar year of 2027, can do about $30 billion annually that they just signed. That's insane. One contract, 30 billion
Do you
annually.
think it's the Stargate one?
I think it's Stargate, but I don't think it's Stargate US. I think
Middle
that's too
East.
far off. I think it has to be Middle East. That's the one I was thinking of. Um, and then you also had we had Google and the OpenAI. Even though they're not using TPUs, they still need more compute. We had Apple saying, "Look, we need to invest somewhere," and you have a huge consumer in the Apple ecosystem. So whoever they go with, Anthropic or OpenAI, they're going to need more compute at the end of the day to run that inference. So you have that as well. So you're going to need more compute there. You have Oracle with this big news, and then you had Meta. Kind of yesterday, they leaked the memo of kind of this new AI changes. I don't know what has changed in the past. Yeah, so they hired so many engineers, a lot of OpenAI engineers, if I may say. They also have some Gemini, and I think I saw like one Anthropic guy. But like I think 80% of these, 80% of these were OpenAI guys. The other one was there were some Gemini, Waymo, which was pretty cool. But to me, Neo, I haven't seen this much excitement. The AI market has been excited. It has been extremely excited. But I feel like in the last 2 weeks, the excitement has grown dramatically from what we're hearing from all these CEOs. I don't think the stock prices have moved that much. I mean, Meta did go up, but I think for Mark to do something like this, I don't know what has shifted with AI that he sees this need that he needs to accelerate the spending dramatically because he wants to lead this. And for him to accelerate this quickly, I feel like there might be something that I I wasn't bullish in the AI space. I think I'm not bullish enough after this week's reports on and it's only Tuesday on what we're seeing with a lot of these big players.
Yeah, I don't know. It's quite crazy because when you see like first of all, it's hilarious that this comes out after the podcast of Sam Altman when he claims that nobody's leaving even with these huge packages.
You
And,
don't
and
mess with Mark.
yeah, exactly. Mark said, you know what? TKO, path. He's like, and I mean, because those are a co-creator GPT-4o voice mode. Then you have here help build O3, O4 mini, GPT-4o, GPT 4.1, 4.5, Imagen, co-creator of GPT-4o. You have your co-creator of ChatGPT, ChatGPT-4, or mini model. So he's gone there and is like, you know what? I'll take you, you, and you. You come with me, and we're going to destroy everyone else. Now the question is, what is he going to do? Like, I mean, because is it only for Meta AI? Is it like Llama for Llama 5? I don't know. Because what is he going to do? Because OpenAI does have one special thing. That's the first mover advantage. That's the, I don't know, 800 million users or whatever they have right now. Of course, Meta does have billions of users on their platform, but I don't know, when I go on Instagram or whatever, I don't go and look for the Meta AI and start to chat with the bot. I usually look at just funny videos and sports stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if this is purely maybe for creator tools, advertising, AR, VR, Llama 4, probably Llama 4, Llama 5 models of the future. But is this like how is this going to accelerate the consumer facing product? How is
I,
this going to take away shares of OpenAI, maybe Google Gemini as well, although Google Gemini more recently has been taking more share of OpenAI than the opposite. So yeah, I don't know.
I think that Mark really believes AI and smart glasses are the future. And we've seen Google really announce them also with their I/O event. Um, I think he wants to make sure that that Apple thing doesn't happen. He's very bullish about that opportunity right now. I think that's where they're going to really focus on that consumer product that you don't even have to be an Instagram or a Facebook user or any of that. You could just be a smart AI glasses user. And I think he wants to double down on that opportunity.
You think he wants to license it, or just use
I,
it for his own product?
I, I, I would say he wants to just create that ecosystem. It just make it itself be like the new phone, which he keeps talking about. And I mean, we've seen OpenAI really trying to go with that. It obviously large language models are important, but I think the big opportunity right now is going to be what is that. And I think everybody's discussing AI is not perfect for your phone. I mean, I knew I don't use AI mainly on my phone. Like if I want to do any of my models or anything like that, I'd rather go onto my computer. So first thing, I do believe that for most the big AI use cases are not going to be used on your phone. It has to be some other platform that becomes a lot easier to do that. Um, and I think they're trying to find that. And I think Mark believes it's the glasses or whatever they're working with those AR, VR, and AR, VR glasses, AR glasses, and the AI smart glasses. So I think that's where he wants to double down and take that market share. He wants to become the Apple of it. Um, and I'm before. I mean, we saw OpenAI, right? They made that acquisition of um, I forget what that IO
Yeah,
company
not so sure it can be called IO because there's a lawsuit
anymore.
now.
Yeah, there's that lawsuit with IO. That's wild. Um,
But yeah, Johnny Ive's company, and I don't know, I don't know if it is a joke or not. But did you see the rumor yesterday that the first product will be a pen?
I saw that. I can't imagine it being a pen. I feel like most kids don't even use pens in schools anymore.
Can't even write, you mean?
Yeah.
um, but no, I mean, it's true. I most of the time when I use Gemini or Perplexity or whatever, it is on PC. Although, I mean, since I use a Pixel phone, I can say hi, like hey Google, and then I start talking with Gemini, and then that's how I have a conversation. If it's something really quick, or like if I need to take a picture of something, and you want to search through image, which is very very useful. I guess yes. Once you get conversational AI in smart glasses, and you can just have a conversation with it, right? You just hey Meta or whatever, then usage will go up, I guess. But I just don't see myself using it on PC. It's just going to be like when I am walking and I have the glasses on, and it's like, hey Meta, play music, or hey Meta, what do you see here, or show me the road, like navigate through whatever. Um, so yeah, I don't know where it's going with this. I don't know where it's going with this. Maybe it has something to do with VR and AR, and then of course integrate everything with the Meta ecosystem. It's again, I don't know how, other than subscriptions, how these companies will make money.
Yeah.
Licenses, subscriptions, huge
Mhm.
contracts. Yeah, OpenAI is making money through subscriptions and now government contracts, it seems. But the others, I don't know. Okay, for Meta it doesn't matter because anyways they print cash with their core
I,
business.
I think they're gonna have to find a way to integrate ads into it, without making it ad crazy. You don't want billboards all over, but you have to find a way to somehow.
It's very easy, with AR, you can already imagine yourself walking in the street
Yeah.
and suddenly a virtual billboard pops up.
Um,
Of course, it cannot be intrusive,
that's the word.
that,
Yeah, it can't be.
uh, but yeah, it makes it like you walk, and let's say you have billboards, right? And the glasses see the billboard, they just replace whatever you see on the billboard, like whatever people see on the billboard, to something that only you see through your glasses. I think someone said something last week. I can't remember where or when, but imagine with AR, you go into a supermarket where all the products are like white label products, and based on your profile, you see different things in that supermarket. Different brands. I think
Yeah.
different brand. I mean, I don't know. The options are quite big, right? The options are quite big. I mean, even in video games, I would assume that you can integrate ads in a video game like GTA. You drive down Los Santos and suddenly you see ads that are being targeted to you.
What that was a thing that supposedly Microsoft was working on, where it's like they were gonna have billboards, and then you can kind of integrate your own ads whenever, like just based on I guess player information and data.
Yeah,
Uh, Wild technology, but I can see it working.
I can see it working for sure. I mean, this would be the dream scenario, of course. Imagine
Yeah,
playing Pokemon Go with mixed reality glasses. I mean,
yeah,
that's the multi-billion-dollar idea right there.
yeah. Be like, babe, I need to get us and my son some VR glasses right now. We have some
Like,
father son
yeah,
bonding time.
can you walk out the dog? Can you go walk with the kids? I'm like, for sure we can. For sure we can. We will also catch some Pokemons.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. Any other questions here? We have a lot. Um, let's see, but I don't know which one I want to take. Scott wants to know about our personal lives. Scott, Jose and Neil, do you two have other jobs, or is streaming your full time job? I mean, I don't have another job, but streaming is not a full time job. Just kind of semiconductor investing and doing
Mm,
this content creation stuff. It's my full
but
time
you do
job.
have another job.
Being a dad is not a job; it's a gift.
Oh, there you go. End of the stream. Bing.
Bing.
Um,
Uh,
no, content creator, I'd say, would be
yeah,
the full-time title. Because we do YouTube, but we do also work with, both of us actually work with the Fool. So,
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so cool how this can actually become a business. You work with different partners for advertisements. It's really if you want YouTube to become a very successful financial living, you have to treat it as a business. So it's full time can go with it really, really well.
correct.
Uh,
Correct.
uh,
Um,
let's see, what else do we have?
I do. I think we can both address this. AI will kill businesses that can't compete, just like the internet did. I think it's more, it will kill businesses that don't adapt, because the internet definitely did not kill the
Hmm.
internet transformed. And I'd say I mean, thanks to the internet, you have a company like Amazon, for example, that adapted. So I don't think it will kill businesses. It will definitely kill some, would make some businesses obsolete. But the internet also augmented businesses,
Hmm.
transform industries. I think AI can do the same
Hmm.
thing. Although some jobs will disappear. Yes.
Yeah. I agree. I agree there, Neil. And kind of talking about some stocks here that maybe were undervalued. We have GitLab is another one I forget.
Yeah.
GitLab I do like a lot right now. Salesforce, not one I'm too much of a fan of. But here's another CEO that has a lot of hatred. But it's weird, Neil. Neil, I talked about how Mark has massive hatred towards Apple, and I actually like it. I feel like Salesforce CEO has such
Also,
hatred.
Mark.
Oh, is his name Mark too?
Yeah.
Oh my god! But he has so much hatred against Microsoft. I don't know. I don't think he's ever said really anything like. I
No,
don't
the
think it's a
Copilot
CEO
one.
versus CEO, but Copilot in general, he hates it. He hates it. He like bullies the crap out of it. But I feel I don't know. I don't like that feud. I feel like it's a little too It
Yeah,
just
it's weird. It's
yeah.
weird.
It's more like an obsession than like a villain arc. I think Mark Zuckerberg Meta is a villain arc. I think this is more like an obsession arc, which is not it's not something I really do enjoy. But I
And
do
and,
I
and
like
Mark's obsession comes from I won't say good place, but at least to me it makes sense. Like
yeah
to me it makes sense because he knows he could have done probably way more, and he knows he could have generated billions of dollars more and released way more products, but couldn't because of Apple's
that Apple
restrictions and like their excuse of security on the phone and blah blah. You've probably all seen the same clip. Like if security is a problem, then just make sure that the security on the phone is better. Like it's not such a big deal.
yeah
So it's not about privacy and security. It's about making sure that Apple keeps the profits.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. The ultimate villain arc. Yeah, I agree. And I feel like this one, it doesn't really come out of anything. It just seems like pure jealousy to me, right? I think that one with the CRM, it looks like more like a pure jealousy. And I agree. I think the other one is more of like, it makes completely sense. It's, it but yeah. We have Wim here. I'm kind of talking about Qualcomm as well, like you mentioned. Um, let's see.
Sid here saying AI will be good till business are not making any money, any more profit from it onto the new. Now, those are, you were talking about a different thing. You were talking about businesses that sell AI products. I'm talking about businesses that adopt AI
Hmm,
that would make their business more efficient or whatnot. It's not about, yes, pumping up AI or pumping up SaaS or NFTs or whatever, and then moving on to the next shiny thing. It's actually making sure that your business is adapting to the new world, because if you don't adapt, then another business will come in, adapt, do better than you, and then you're out of business and goodbye. So
yeah. And I think this is such a real question too. It's like when AI replaces, if AI really does, imagine replacing all workers with AI. After that, how do you come up with another way to make more money? I do think there has to be some thought about this. What happens after that? It's like if none of us are working, are we at some Wall-E fantasy where we're just fat and riding around in hovercrafts all over, and going to the moon in Elon's ship. But I
I
don't think
mean,
we're there yet. But I think it's a question. It is a question, and I think this question is known, so it's gonna be a thought process throughout this innovation. I hope.
yes, yes, but I mean, I think humans not working and being bored all day is not a positive thing for society, I think. Now, of course, if you make money and can do whatever you want, then I guess you can be busy by doing things that you like. So I guess that's the balance. And if you can own a humanoid robot that works for you, then I guess you're the boss. Until the bot turns against you, then you're the slave.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like right now, what is truly money? It's truly money is kind of like the worth of time, right? So I guess then it's like, does money carry? I don't know. I mean, this is a whole question that can go through anywhere. Like Max mentioned, money loses its value.
Then how do
But there's
you?
another. Yeah, what do you value? What is becomes the value then?
Yeah, then inflation skyrockets because if it's free money, then like how do you what I'm going to spend $1,000 for an apple? What is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't want to touch on this because I don't agree that another social media startup could come in, make a better product, and Mark
yeah,
would
no,
disappear.
nope,
It's as you can see, Snapchat is another product,
yeah.
and
Which in theory
although
should have done well in this AI, AR, VR
yeah,
life.
and maybe is doing well. Like I think they're still growing a little bit, but the only people that made money from Snapchat are its own employees, okay, from stock-based compensation. Investors did not. And then Zuck's and Meta's big advantage is not just AI and the infrastructure that they've built. It's the 3+ billion users that they have on their platform. I mean, go and try and get that. It doesn't happen overnight,
Nope.
and not even over 1,000 nights. That's their huge advantage here. So,
I mean, OpenAI is a perfect example. A company that can raise billions of dollars, and they need a social platform. Yet they have yet to create one. And if they do, is it going to really eat up? Now you're telling me some random startup that doesn't even have fundings is going to be spending billions and billions of dollars on AI infrastructure, creating an ecosystem behind it. So it's a lot harder, and even a better product. It has to be marginally. Is marginally the right word? It has to be really, really big. It has to be massively better. It can't just be marginally better. If I have like a social platform that I'm already, human habit is a real thing, and breaking human habit is crazy. If I'm gonna break something, my habits for something, it has to be something that provides way greater value, not just 10% more fun, something like 50% fun, because I don't have to shift or learn the things over and over again.
yeah, and I mean, I don't know if OpenAI is still working on a social media platform, or if that was just an idea that they floated around. Because again, how many new social media platforms do we really need? Like, what like you say, what is OpenAI going to offer us that Meta isn't? Like more images, more videos, more fake AI video. I don't know, like.
Yeah, and now we can see OpenAI is doing it. Google LLM slowly. True, it is, but those are behemoths. I think the original topic was like a startup. I don't. OpenAI, well, it is startup. It's no longer a startup funding. $300 billion worth of valuation. Google at
But
three
doing
2
what?
trillion. I guess I guess kind of the overall thoughts of building some form of social platform.
I don't know if they're
Like I
doing
think
it.
I would say YouTube is a YouTube. I mean, you hear YouTube streams. I would consider this a social networking skill.
I mean, you Google tried
Yeah,
with Google Plus or whatever that was called back in the days. It failed miserably. You could say yes, that YouTube is their own version of social, although the community aspect of this whole
I
YouTube
wish they had a
comments,
Discord ability.
Discord ability. Yeah, like
For content creators. Yeah,
the community tab could have been so much better.
yeah.
Could have been so much better. OpenAI did great by scaling up first mover advantage and all of that, but it's not really a social, like it doesn't hurt Meta at all. That I go and generate an image on OpenAI or say hello, and like that doesn't move the needle. Social media is not easy to scale.
And then you
At
wouldn't
all.
have you wouldn't just have Meta. I mean, it took XAI forever. I mean, you only have 3 players, right? I would say you only have 2.
4.
Meta.
Yeah.
TikTok, Meta, TikTok,
I mean, TikTok.
XAI.
I wouldn't. X. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yes, you have like Snapchat, Pinterest, Meta's platforms, like all of the platforms. TikTok, of course, got huge thanks to us being locked in. I
Right
wonder if,
time,
yeah, yeah. I wonder
right time, right
if they
place.
would
Yeah.
have been this big. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. So no, I don't think social media is easy to scale at all, especially not today. Because again, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Like, video is already done, image is already done, live streams is done, messaging it's done. So what is it? VR, AR, Meta is working on that as well. Snapchat is doing so. So I don't know.
Let's see. We got 10 minutes till earnings. I mean, not earnings.
Market
9 minutes
open.
till market opens.
Yeah.
Seems like a reddish day today. We have AMD down about 2.4%. What I'm seeing
Oh
right
my
now, Neil.
god.
We have Nvidia down to 1.18%.
The horror.
Microsoft is green for some reason. Amazon seems flat right now. Let me pull up TradingView really quick.
Google is down 0.3. Yeah, let me.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Tesla down that almost 6%. I think that's the biggest mover pre-market.
Is it? Yeah, I think it is. Let me pull up.
In like the main guys, maybe there might be some random no-name stock or meme stock.
First of all, the 10-year we're at 4.23. So over the past month, this has consistently come down. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Okay, let's see. European markets. Red. So Europe is red. Euro rises. Yeah, it's up now 1.18, by the way. Pretty crazy. Asian markets are also red. The Nifty 50 and Shanghai were a bit green. Pre-market in the US, we are red a little bit right now as we kick off the second half of 2025 with oil sitting at 65.54. Bonds-wise, again, nothing much has moved. Crypto is red here as well. And gold is still up. So that's basically it at the moment.
Sorry, Neil. Let's see what else we got here.
Bank of England chiefs his downward interest rate trend as UK hunts for growth. Okay. Whoa, look at this news. Web giant Cloudflare to block AI bots from scraping content by default. That can be interesting. I mean, it's probably already too late.
Yeah.
It's probably already too late.
Plot twist, it's the big AI companies paying Cloudflare to do that now. So competition isn't able to start.
It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me. You wanted to pull something up?
No. I was just watching a short my wife sent me, and I thought it was funny. And I lost train of thought while I was watching it.
Your Wi-Fi?
Yeah, my Wi-Fi.
Let's see what Pony AI is doing. Down a little bit after a jump on that potential Uber announcement a couple of days ago. So basically, all of it has been erased. Robinhood, I probably think it's still up.
Is Pony AI Chinese based, Neil?
Yeah, but they have a Pony AI US, and that's what Uber and the ex co-founder want to take over. Basically, the US operations, according to that report.
So they want to acquire the US portion of it?
Yes, I just don't know what the financing deal is, but they basically want to make sure that there is Pony AI US, so there is no China issue around autonomous driving company.
I'm not sure if you could, Neil. I don't know if you could jump into fiscal.ai real quick. What is Uber's balance sheet right now? Can they afford an acquisition?
I think so. I think so. I mean, when you generate so much free cash flow, right now, yes, sometimes you start here at 24, sometimes it's at the right. So total cash right now, last 12 months, 6 billion for total cash and short-term investment, 6 billion at the moment.
And what's their long-term debt? Or what do you look at instead?
Yeah, voilà. 8.3.
And then about how much in free cash flow?
I think they did
like 3.
No, more. I mean, for the year.
Oh, for the year, yeah.
So for the year, last 12 months, 7.78 and growing 86%. So
that's wild. I like that ladder.
and that's expected to be 12.13 by fiscal 27. So yes, growth is slowing down, but we're still growing quite comfortably. And Pony is a company worth, let's see, probably not much, 4.8. So
Wow.
I don't think it would be
With
that.
revenue of not even $100 million.
Is it?
It says right there, revenue 76.5 billion. Well, I don't know if
Yes.
that was for last year, not counting trailing 12 months.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, no, same thing.
No, wow.
Same thing, but
That's wild.
yeah, but I mean, I guess even with this
Even
growth
that
here,
growth. Yeah,
even
still
with
wild.
this, it's still like 20 times fiscal 27 sales. So
That's wild. But that's what the market likes to see, right?
yeah, no, for sure. But again, I don't know. Probably they don't even have to pay the $4 or $5 billion, because if you're only taking over the US side of things,
Yeah.
then you'll pay much less, much less. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. What did I wanna? I don't know if I had a screener on. Probably only for so European stuff.
Boo.
Some very interesting ones. Some very interesting ones. Might not be as interesting, as fast growing as some of our own shitcoins, but definitely worth looking at for sure. For sure. We have
All right, we got about 2
minutes.
minutes to open. Tesla's now down below 6 before for the market opens, it seems.
Again, I mean, I don't know why this is still open from yesterday, when we talked about iron, for example. I mean, we've seen plenty of these types of cup and then potential handle patterns for if there is a pullback. I know who this now. This thing is crazy. Did you?
Hey, you guys
watch?
finally got cool tech before us.
Yeah, but it's only cool tech because you can already do it the normal way. Like, you don't have to do it the tokenized way. So I don't know how cool that is, to be honest. It's again a fancy way of marketing stuff, because yes, I mean, it's cool, but on the other hand, I can buy stocks normally with other apps.
Like, for example, the ability to purchase SpaceX and
Yeah, okay, that maybe not, but I went on the app and I didn't even get my free tokens for SpaceX and OpenAI. Plus, I couldn't even find it. Like, it says it's not available right now, blah blah blah. So yeah, quite disappointed with that.
All right, market is open. What do we have here? We have, I don't know what's going on with Wolf. I see Wolf speed up about 75%.
Yeah, it was up actually 100%. So they said, let me make sure I say. So Wolfspeed surges after revealing a restructuring plan.
Wolf speed after it filed, it's chapter 11. It rises.
Yeah.
Wow.
Restructuring plan that would. I mean, you said it might be like a crazy bet gamble.
It's wild.
So yeah, that's up a lot. Other than that, let me refresh one more time. So Apple is up because yes, why not? All the rest is flattish, right? Flattish, other than that big red from Tesla, which makes sense.
Now 7% down.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing with Robinhood, it's very cool that now my Robinhood crypto app, which I have 35 euros on it, which is the money that Robinhood gave me when I first started, opened the app. So they gave me like some money, I put it into Bitcoin, and it basically doubled. But now, I mean, it's cool, the tokenized stuff. but I rather just buy the stock straight out from my usual app and own the stock and own the voting rights. I'm still getting my dividends
Hmm.
through that Robinhood token stuff. But again, it's nice, it's cool. You can trade 24/7, I think, or 24/5. But again, do I need it? No, I don't.
Mm-mm.
Like, it's a cool thing for sure, and it will definitely change some stuff, especially if you could be investing in some private companies. But yeah, I mean, Robinhood, I like it a lot. I think it's very, very easy to use. They're very, very good with their presentations and marketing and stuff like that. No doubt about it.
All right, Neil. I think this is it for our stream. I don't think we have anything else to add here.
Yeah, we can end
Unless you want,
with
yeah.
a little positive boost here. I'm new here. Well, welcome. We're
Welcome,
here
Mickey.
3-4 times a week, every morning.
Yeah,
My biggest holding is Google. I think that's a very good company. Do you expect
very
this
good
stock to
company.
pick up steam? I do expect this stock to pick up steam when the market wakes up and
Yep.
realizes that this is actually a very, very good company already today. It doesn't even have to be an amazing company tomorrow. It is already a very good company today, the most profitable company, actually, more profitable than Apple, more profitable than Microsoft. So, yes, I think this is an amazing company. Buy back shares quite a lot, actually, grows, very profitable. So, yeah, they are doing everything they need to do. That's the thing. The market just doesn't realize it yet, but that narrative will change, in my opinion, quite quickly. Well, hopefully, I think after the next earnings report, I think um, the market will realize that the fears are overblown for sure.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Neil, man, it was fun. Thanks to all of yours, like always.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hopefully tomorrow, I mean, because it is for you, it is now here 95 degrees. So it's quite hot. So maybe, I don't know, that's why the internet doesn't work, because apparently heat is an issue for Wi-Fi, not for the
Yeah, it
wife,
happened
but
to me
even for the
last time.
wife also, maybe.
Yeah, for the wife too. um,
Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, we will be back tomorrow, hopefully with less issues and more interesting. Ooh, Applied Digital is back under $10.
get that alert. Get that alert.
Yeah. We will talk about it tomorrow. I think tomorrow could be an interesting episode to maybe start to look back at some interesting names that could drop lower, that aren't that crazy overvalued. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see each other tomorrow morning.